Welcome to the Hiring a Software Development Agency webinar. I'm very happy you're here. This webinar is specifically designed to assist those who might want to master the process of hiring the best development partners and avoid making drastic mistakes that might result in broken timelines, inflated budgets, or damaged reputation. My name is Olga, and I'm a Chief Delivery Officer at Kepler team. With over 10 years of experience managing software teams, I have had the opportunity to play various roles, including being a vendor and a hiring manager. During this webinar, I will be sharing the tips and tricks based on my personal experience, as well as the insights from my colleagues and clients. Let's dive in and make your agency selection process as smooth and successful as possible. When it is your first time searching for a software development vendor, there are a lot of questions and uncertainty. Where do I look for a software development partner? What exactly I need to be looking for? How to make the right choice? How technical do I need to be to make the right choice? Today, I will walk you through repeatable, step-by-step instructions for each stage of the hiring process. Whether it is defining the goals and needs, technical due diligence, proposal, evaluation, or final decision making. A lot of agencies are investing heavily into marketing. Pretty case studies written by AI are flooding the internet. Dozens of emails coming in looking the same. As a result, it is really difficult to make an informative decision. When working on this guide, we have consulted with CTOs, directors of engineering, and heads of product in various organizations. Of course, you would like your development team to be knowledgeable at the task at hand, fast, creative, and overall trustworthy. Peace of mind and being able to rely on your partner, that's the goal. This might sound like a lot, but it is totally realistic if you use the right framework. So, you may ask, where do I start? Step number 1 is homework, of course. One of the main problems that we see among founders is starting the development efforts too early. We always recommend our clients to first define their needs and goals. It may sound counterintuitive, but doing a market research and outlining the business model is a number one prerequisite to hiring a software development agency. Now, if you think about it, the expertise you need will vary greatly depending on the business model. The target market may dictate the technologies, level of compliance, and consulting support you might require. Even though every founder probably has this information in their heads, it is extremely valuable to put it down on paper. The way it applies to technology and the search of the technological partner is that it helps understand where the gaps are. What exactly needs to be done on the development side to bring your vision to reality? What type of development effort might be required? Can you bring a product to the market in stages? And so on and so on. Now, when you know the gaps that have to be filled with this new technology, it's time to think about the budget. If you have some software development background, you might be able to do it yourself. If not, stay tuned, I'll get there very soon. When thinking about the budget, a lot of times supplementary services are not being accounted for. And I'm talking about scoping, design, research, testing, and sometimes support. A good agency does include these into the offering, and you should budget for them as well. Doesn't really matter who will be actually executing on those. And coming back to the internal technical expertise, I firmly believe that having a CTO provides a company an almost unfair advantage compared to the companies that do not have the right technological leadership. CTO or a Chief Technology Officer is not just someone with a coding background who can help you with the LOE or level of effort validation. CTO is very much needed to align the business needs and technical capabilities. Oftentimes, the goals are huge and the budgets are tiny. The task might seem impossible, but the right amount of creativity and experience can make miracles happen. Yes, that's great. Picking the right third-party components, technological stack, defining the integration strategy, architectural vision, and scalability requirements are very much CTO-level tasks in a small to medium business. Going through compliance and presenting the company during the sales cycle is another part of CTO expertise that will most definitely be required at some point. Now, it's a good time to think about what you want to see in your vendor. Obviously, you would like to know if the agency is proficient in your chosen technological stack. Ask for references and client testimonials. What might be even more important is the communication framework that agency employs. They might be great developers, but how do you make sure you are on the same page? That they're building exactly what you want and not something completely different. Transparent project management is important to learn about all deviations as soon as possible and be able to pivot if needed. There are other things that you will want to consider, of course, such as familiarity with specific security standards, programming languages, products, or compliance requirements. Sometimes, development partners can share with you more than just development hours, their network, connections, and reputation. These might be valuable as well, depending on where you are. For example, an early startup can rely on the security processes established by the vendor company. All right, let's review what we already know and put it all into the RFP, or request for proposal. Having a formal or semi-formal RFP will not only allow the vendors to provide you with a tailored offer, but will give you a benefit of carefully articulated ask. Some of the bullet points you may include into your RFP: project overview, high-level scope, desired timeline, technical requirements, budget, and evaluation criteria. This is almost enough to craft an RFP, request for proposal. In addition to that, you might want to include submission instructions, when and how to submit the proposals. For example, send the proposal to such and such email address by the end of the week. Additional details, for example, what would you like to see in the proposal and what you would like to omit. This will help you bring the vendors to the same bottom line and evaluate against the criteria that is important for you. Now you know exactly what you want. How do you make the best agencies to bid on your RFP? Obviously, everyone knows how to Google and now ChatGPT, but here are some more personalized ways to find a reliable partner. First and foremost, your network and word of mouth. People usually only recommend someone if they had a truly good experience working with them, so leverage that if possible. There are companies that specifically vet suppliers so that they could confidently recommend them. This is pretty much the next best. Certainly check out listings such as Clutch. Clutch is as good for rating software development agencies as OpenTable is at rating restaurants. We recommend getting at least 2-3 proposals. Most probably, they will vary slightly or significantly in timeline, budget, and include scope. These are important, but there might be other aspects to base your decision upon. One of the aspects that we didn't touch before is intellectual property and how your rights as a client will be protected throughout the process. Will the infrastructure and all supplemental resources, such as code repositories, documentation repositories, be in your client's name from the day one? How is the agency going to protect your data and IP? Does their standard MSA check the boxes? These are all good questions, and obviously you might want to ask them during the proposal process. Last but not the least, have a conversation. Ask any and all questions that you might have about the team composition and different roles, timelines, specific technologies, and weekly sync-ups. Literally anything. Just look how it feels to talk to these people. You will spend a lot of time with them and most probably go through some challenges, deadlines, and turbulence together. Being able to have an open conversation is a big advantage, and it is great to test drive it early in the journey. Here we have listed a few questions you might want to ask your potential partners. Personally, I feel that culture fit is extremely important, starting from the company vision and values to employees' language proficiency and meeting attendance etiquette. The main question is, do you feel comfortable working with these people? Or not? We are almost done. I'm very impressed with your patience with me. I know making a choice of a software development agency is not an easy task, but by now you should be equipped with the necessary tools to make the right decision. I wish you the best of luck and a fantastic software development journey. This has been Olga with Kepler team. We are a software development agency with a passion for solving real-world healthcare problems. We foster a collaborative work environment where passion meets purpose, and our teams combine personal excitement with expert skills to deliver high productivity and excellence within your time and budget constraints. To book a free consultation with our expert software developers and find out how we can help you bring your vision to life, shoot me an email at partners@Kepler Team. Bye and see you next time.